Hello everybody, what do you think is important for you? A good life or a successful life? Well, we personally believe that both of them do come together, but unfortunately they are not. They are coming at the cost of one another. Now take 5 seconds and what would you prioritize? How did we end up with this cultural delusion that if we work hard, if we burn ourselves through midnight, we are becoming successful? Long hours, unrealistic deadlines, making sure that we are just slogging our days out. And this has become the definition of success. If you look at World Health Organization's report, they have mentioned that workplace burnout phenomenon is actually an epidemic. Even before COVID-19 pandemic, they mentioned that there are more than 2.8 million deaths every year because of corporate workplace pressure. And this is not a simple thing. And what is the academic definition? How do research scholars think about this entire burnout? There are 3 aspects to this. The first one, feeling of energy depletion or exhaustion. Number 2, increased mental distance from one's job. And number 3, reduced professional efficacy. If you ask me though, if you just have to simplify this entire jargon, the first thing is, do you remember any time your manager coming and telling you, hey, you need to work this night and finish this. I don't care how you will do this. This is overworking beyond office hours. Could be weekends. This is burnout. The second one is you do some real hard work and your manager does not even appreciate you. This is lack of recognition. And we unfortunately don't associate with burnout, but this is actually being mentally detached with your workplace. And the third one, again, is unrealistic deadlines. Even if you work long hours, if you're not able to complete a task and your managers have assigned you those kind of tasks, then what do? That's a burnout. So in simple terms, these 3 things define burnout in layman's language. Now, Deloitte has conducted a survey in 2015 and mentioned that close to 77% of the professionals in the US face some type of corporate burnout. In 2023, McKinsey Health Institute has conducted a similar survey around burnout and have come up with the final result where India tops the list of the countries which have the maximum burnout in the corporate space. That is unfortunate, but that is where India is right now, leading the charts. 60% of the employees. Now, why is that happening? Of course, we are looking for both a good life, and we are already delusioned that successful life, even if it comes at the cost of slogging out, is actually good life. And ironically, this report has come out a day after Infosys CEO Narayan Murthy has mentioned that youngsters should work for more than 70 hours every single week so that the country's productivity will increase. So it's not just a confusion our individual heads, but even the corporates are also confused. What does it mean for increased productivity? Just the youngsters going and working out every single day. Now, I am in multiple WhatsApp groups where there are some business leaders, 50 years old, 60 years old business leaders, and this is a frequent topic of conversation. And have noticed multiple times these business leaders try to defend themselves that, hey, I did work that hours and that's how I have grown, and I would expect the youngsters to also work for 65 to 85 hours every single week. And they expect that this is normal. This is in India, guys. So you can understand that the corporate world is completely against this workplace stress phenomenon. They just want the results to come out. Now, what can you and I do to manage this entire scenario? In an ideal world, the corporates themselves should start with some activities. For example, they should understand that this is not just a fuzzy concept anymore. Increased productivity is directly associated with employee well-being, not just you and me speaking. This is research. Research has highlighted this multiple times. So actually, corporates going and spending money on these topics, these areas and aspects will help them only. And number 2, a lot of organizations after COVID have announced quarterly holidays, once a quarter mental well-being holiday, that you go and do whatever you want outside your home, but don't touch your laptop. Yes, these holidays were existing, but unfortunately now they are just gone once again. The third thing, if at all possible, if the organizations don't disturb the individuals on weekends or even after the office hours, that would be great. There are multiple European countries and even in Australia where managers are not asked to reach out to their employees after 5 p.m. after working hours, and it is illegal. Law prohibits the managers to actually reaching out to their subordinates after work hours. Can the government of India do something along that similar lines? If not to that extent, the government intervention has to be there. It's not corporates only, but the government should also act. And most importantly, while it might take for the government or for the corporates to act because they have their own interests, we as individuals should also look out for our interests. And what can we do? Well, there is no one right or wrong answer here, but I want to share some ways which actually work for me. I need to make sure that I have some me time every single day. While I was working in the corporate world full time, I used to have that 1 hour of gym time. Now, when I work from home, I make sure that I have that 1 hour of kids time away from laptop, whatever that means. If I don't do something with the kids, doesn't really matter. Just being around them so that they enjoy my company and I enjoy their company. That's it. So you need to pick what works for you. The second thing we underestimate is the importance of sleep. Sleep has become an activity in our life where we associate it with just a waste of time. But unfortunately, again, research has suggested that it is the only time in our brain that can clean up the toxins that are collected during the day. So please don't underestimate the importance of sleep. The third one is there is possibility of digital intervention. There are multiple applications now, mobile apps such as Calm, Headspace, Wellness 360, and all of these are designed with the single intention that every individual should take care of their own well-being, mental well-being. These apps were not even prevalent in the market before 2019-2020, but now they are very popular, unfortunately or fortunately, but we need to utilize them. And finally, just to reiterate the rule, there are multiple such options that are there in front of us, and it's up to us to try them out and pick which one works best for us. And finally, resilience is not an option anymore. We need to be resilient in our lives, whether it is in the corporate world or whether it is in our personal life, because we are living in that disruptive time and also uncertainty is all around us. To build that resilience, we need to be mentally strong and hope this burnout phenomenon gradually dies down. Please do share it with any of your friends who you believe can actually benefit from this video. See you again. Bye-bye.